We're back with transfer news. It's been quite a while, I won't lie to you, just because, with the team playing matches literally on an average of 2 days, every 2 days, you really don't have time to focus on transfer news. You really don't have time to talk about transfer news. But most especially, not just us, the team, Mourinho, Thiago Pinto don't have time to think about the transfer news. Mourinho's, as much as he would like other players, right now that's not his main target. Because the season has started and we already encountered a tough moment. So Mourinho's responsibilities and attention are on the season right now. So the transfer market has kind of faded in the background of everything. But obviously it's still there. It hasn't disappeared. And he is a player which we all know about after that 6-1 defeat against Bodo Glimt. He's a player which we have been really interested in him since quite a long while. And especially, there were talks ongoing between Bodo and Roma since the transfer market opened this summer. And then around mid-July, there were rumors saying that he was actually very close in joining Napoli. And then again, he got injured, so talks kind of slowed down. But now apparently, last week, this isn't latest news, this is something which has happened last week. Apparently an agreement has been found between Roma and Bodo Glimt for Solbakken to join our team in January as a free agent. Obviously, the transfer market is closed. The transfer market isn't open, so we cannot sign Solbakken right now. We could have signed Solbakken right now if he was a free agent, but unfortunately he isn't a free agent right now. He becomes a free agent the 1st of January, if I'm not wrong. So that is when we're gonna be basically, almost certain that we're gonna buy him. And yeah, basically an agreement has that is, if not being found, very, 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 like 99% is going to be found by the two sides. Bodo Glimt at the start of this were very skeptical. We can't neglect this, because Bodo Glimt were skeptical to give Solbakken to Roma just because of the little rivalry which have been kind of established after we knocked them out of the Conference League last season. We can't hide the fact that Bodo Glimt would much rather give Solbakken to Napoli than Roma. This is something to say. This is something which Bodo Glimt haven't publicly said, but it's definitely something which they have been focusing on. But obviously Napoli's transfer market has changed the dynamics of everything, because is it 1-0 to Lazio? God damn it. Let's change the score. Napoli bought a lot of attacking players. They bought they have Osimhen, they bought Simeone, they bought Raspadori. They bought a lot of players just because they didn't know what is happening here. Right, there we go. Just because we didn't know that Solbakken was going to go to them. So Napoli then changed their objectives on the transfer market, and now Solbakken is very close on joining Roma. In fact, Solbakken will most probably be the first signing of the January transfer market. He's basically... we could sign Solbakken, I assume, before January, but then obviously he can start playing for Roma starting from January. So we can close this deal in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of months, because an agreement has apparently been found, not just on the basis of the player, but also on the economic basis. I think Roma had already found an agreement with Solbakken since quite a long while. But then obviously, as I said before, Bodo was skeptical about this. So they were doubtful. Do I want to give it to them? Do I not want to give it to them? And yeah, so also another thing to say is that Bodo was open to sell Solbakken, but they wanted to keep Solbakken until January, obviously, because they wanted to get in They wanted Solbakken to play the Champions League playoffs, so that's definitely something to say. But yeah, I mean, the contract would be a 4-year contract apparently, and Solbakken would earn around roughly around €1 million, 1 million pounds, yeah, each season. So that's the contract. And I mean, the big question is, can he be the new Holland? Now it's hard, but who knows? I mean, he can definitely improve the team. I think one of Mourinho's biggest objectives right now is to try and get as many players as possible per position. You know, we've seen Mourinho really trying to persuade Thiago Pinto and buying a defender, which obviously right now needs to be a free agent. We've seen Mourinho really want, a defender. And we've seen Mourinho put a lot of pressure on Thiago Pinto in several occasions. And, the defender talks aren't 100% over, because we could sign a free agent defender right now and not need to wait until the next transfer market. And obviously the big names which Thiago Pinto is reflecting on right now are Zagadou, which you already discussed about this summer, who is a free agent. And then the other big name is Maximovic, which I'm not a big fan of, just because he's been spending a lot of time in his past clubs as a reserve player, as a bench player. So he won't come on a 100% fitness level. But yeah, I mean, I think Mourinho right now would be happy with anyone. Just, the fact that Kumbulo got injured and he's back in like 2-3 weeks. Mourinho is scared that if any of our defenders get injured, then we're in the mud. So I think any defender right now would satisfy Mourinho. But we'll see what happens with defense talks in these next couple of days, in these next couple of weeks. As long as we sign a free agent, we are totally free to sign him right now. But obviously, Solbakken isn't a 100% striker. He wouldn't be Tammy and Belotti's replacement. He would be more of what do you call it? More of a Shomurodov type player, I think. And I think when it comes to, I think he can grow a lot in this club. Going from Bodo to Roma is definitely a step in his career, 100%. So he will benefit from this. He will learn a lot from playing with more experienced players, but especially playing in more competitive leagues and all of that. But I do think he would be at the very start a Shomurodov type player. In the first months of him starting this new journey, I don't see him getting a lot of game time. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if the team performances are similar to these, then obviously Mourinho needs to change some drastic things. Then 100% Solbakken could get a chance. But I think starting his Roma journey doesn't necessarily mean playing a lot of games. And that's exactly what Shomurodov's doing. I think Solbakken and Shomurodov would become two very similar players. Two players which have a lot of potentials, a lot to show to Mourinho and the team. In fact, we've seen Shomurodov will to surprise, to impress Mourinho, and to try and get that faith that he lost back from Mourinho. And we've clearly seen that from the Ludogorets game. The team was playing badly. Shomurodov got subbed in, and he scored a goal. So I think Solbakken again. He is a very fast player who comes from a very fast team. So hopefully he can bring some of those adaptations into Roma as well, because we definitely need fast players. If there's one thing which we need right now is fast players. Players who get the ball, drive forward, drive the ball forward, drive the team forward, and players who also give contributions. So assists, goals, and just general contributions. And I think Solbakken would bring that. I think Solbakken would be one of those players which, just like potentially Shomurodov last season, would start some easier matches over big matches. But I think he can create a general impact, general positive impact throughout the changing room. So I mean, the big question, which many people are probably asking, and all of that, is can Solbakken become the new Holland? And I mean, I mean, it's kind of a weird question to answer right now because we've seen so little of him. This is another really good point when it comes to Solbakken. We've barely seen anything from him. You know, the little games he played that we saw have been the decisive factor for Mourinho and Thiago Pinto to go, right, I want him in my team. Because it's impossible for Thiago Pinto to have, seen 2 games and gone, oh yeah, he's 100% going to suit in my team. Because realistically speaking, he's only seen 2 games. Actually, he's only seen 4 games. So back and play. I can sign on a piece of paper that Thiago Pinto didn't see other games that Solbakken played. He only saw the games he played against us, and against us he had a positive impact. So again, that is the reason why we basically bought Solbakken, just because he played exceptionally well against us. But I mean, Holland as well was an unknown player a few years ago, but obviously he's not going to be the new Holland. But still, I mean, who knows? Holland was unknown, so Solbakken is kind of unknown. And yeah, you see, my only big fear, which isn't a fear, it's just something which Solbakken will need to adapt when playing in this team, is the fact that 2 reasons, actually. He comes from a way less competitive league, and definitely that will mean that it will take a lot of time for him to give a general good impact and to just adapt himself in a new league with a completely new team. And that has definitely been that's my biggest kind of worry. It will take a lot of time for him to get adapted. And then the second thing, which again will take him a lot of time to adapt, is that Bodo Glimt play fast football and we play slow football. So if our tactics don't change, and if we really just continue to play this slow-ass, boring football, it will be so hard for for Solbakken to play in this league, with these players, with this club. He's used to play very high intensity rhythm matches. He will not do that. He won't get that in this club. Roma don't play like Bodo Glimt. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, Roma also play in a way more competitive and harder league than the Norwegian league. But Roma don't play like Bodo play. And that's another reason why it will take him a lot of time to get adapted in this new surroundings. But yeah, you see, again, it's one of those players which we get because he's pretty young. 24 years old is very, very young. Not very, very young. He's young though. So we would it's one of those transfer hits which we get to make him grow and to think about the future, because he will be a future prospect. If we grow him and all of that, he can become a very good player, very young talent in the league. But especially, I think we would buy him, especially in the first seasons, to improve the squad depth. Something which, especially this season, is fundamental because of this World Cup bullshit. It's the fact that it's a problem. We've said it so many times. It's a massive problem to play the World Cup in the winter because we play every 2 days and players get so injured. And this is why we kind of need Solbakken right now, because we've got so many injured players. So yeah, I'm done with the Solbakken ramble. And we've got important news when it comes to tomorrow's match. Actually, I wanna focus on that, because apparently latest news, as you probably read on the Roma social media accounts, what's his name again? Zaniolo is back in the squad list. That is so important for us because we miss him so much. We miss him dragging the ball up front. We miss him dragging the team up front. We miss Nico so much, and he's back in the squad list tomorrow. Does that mean he will start tomorrow's match? I don't know. I don't think so, but he can get subbed in, and he can give that that impact immediately coming on from the bench. But yeah. Right, let's read some comments. Actually, first, let me warn you. Actually, not warning you about anything. But let me just remind you that I have created a Fantasy Football Champions League. All you need to do to join it and to compete against each other and all of that is click the link in the description below, down there. Create your Champions League team with a 100 million euro budget. Choose your starting 11 squad. Choose who you want to captain, because it doubles the points. And after that, click join league and put this comment over there in the blue box down below. The 76GO, that comment over there, to enter the Roma Theory Rocks Fantasy Football League. It's fun. We can all compete against each other, and the winner of the league at the end of the season gets a $50 AS Roma gift card. So you do not want to miss it. So yeah, click the link in the description below. Bottle players don't do well outside of the bottle systems. They just bought back Berg and another guy. I'm scared we're only buying him because we've played against him. The last point is very important. I totally agree with you on that. We are interested in him and we're gonna buy him just because he scored against us. There is no light in this metaverse, in this universe, which tells me that Thiago Pinto has gone to Bodo, or just his friends, to watch Solbakken play in general. We're interested in him, and we're going to buy him, because it's almost a done deal, just because he gave a positive impact against us. That is my biggest fear as well. But again, he's very young, and yeah. Definitely not the New Holland. No, definitely not the New Holland. But who knows? He can become a good prospect in this area. He has been great, but injury has ruined this season. Botheim's doing okay at Salernitana. Mourinho would make him a great player, plus he's on a free. Yeah, I agree. It's always the same discussion when they're free agents. If he flops, it's a free agent, so you didn't spend money. Plus, he doesn't earn a lot. You know, the contract consists of a 4-year contract. 4-year basis with less than 1 million euros as wages, so it wouldn't be too much at all. So I think even if it's a flop, give him a chance, and at the end of the day, we can say we did not spend good enough money on. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I will catch you tomorrow for the Empoli against Roma live watch along. You do not want to miss it. We need a reaction. Is Lazio still winning? Let's see. Lazio is still winning indeed. Bloody hell. So the Serie A table right now, I mean, if we win tomorrow, we would, so let's see. Lazio is 6th with 11 points. We're 7th with 10 points, but we do have one game less than Lazio. So if we win tomorrow, we would get 4th together with Udinese, who's absolutely rocking it. So yeah. Even Haaland couldn't score with Matic and Cristante together in midfielder. No service. I hope he works out for us. Even Haaland couldn't score with Matic and Cristante. When did Haaland play against Matic and Cristante? We're lacking intensity. Through preseason till the game before Udinese, we got that from Zaniolo or Elsha. Both are not available. Agree. Zaniolo's back available tomorrow. We'll see if he starts. Hopefully he does. But yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow for the live watch along. You do not want to miss it. Subscribe if you haven't already, please. Let's get 6,000 subscribers as fast as possible. Share the link of my channel with the families and friends, and don't forget to smash the like button. Follow me on Instagram over there, and join the Fantasy Football League, because you don't want to miss it. It's fun. How many minutes added? It's the 85th minute, so still no minutes added. Are you in Rome? I am indeed in Rome. I'll catch you soon. Simon out.